Up next, race number 1.
All right, up next is four-wheel drive stock buggy. Ron Vanderkoy, Brian Dickinson, David Nearvin, Lee Gusmus, Bill Jackson, and Michael Grosvenor. Bring them on. Round number 1. I got a sneaky feeling Brian Dickinson's got something for you. Who knows? Might even be Bill Jackson. His head perked up when I said that, didn't it?
Bill Daggum Jackson. David Nearbin. Flyin' Brian.
Hey, Brad, why don't you get a wire tie and tie that to that yellow one? Or not.
Ron Vanderkoy.
All right, waiting on Lee and Michael.
Lee Gusmus.
Waiting on Michael. Yep. Slash class guys and the four-wheel mod SCT guys. Wyatt Sperry, Craig Stanwood. Luke Burton, Mike Gilbert, Lee Gusmus, Will Gusmus, David Nearbin, Haley Sapp. Should have plenty of turn marshals. All right, the rest of your turn marshals, please come on out. All right, we need one in the upper left corner and one in the upper right corner. Two more people, two more, so we can get going. That's good? All right, all right. Michael Grosvenor, where you at? Grosvenor hadn't checked in yet. Are we waiting on Michael? Okay. All right. Yeah, on the tone, Ron Vanderkoy. Brian Dickinson. David Nearbin. Lee Gusmus. Bill Jackson. All right, everybody is going that can go. Here we go. Ron Vanderkoy, Michael Grosvenor. Now, why did that one pop up? Anyway. All right. Brian Dickinson. David Nearbin is in the 2 spot right at the moment. Ron, 9.5 flat, 2 seconds better than his Tiki time. David Nearbin, 9.502. Brian Dickinson, 8.520. Bill Jackson, 8.534, and Lee Gusmus, 8.541. Those are your early times. Ron Vanderkoy is your early leader. He's now 10 laps, 5.31. David Nearbin, 9.502 still. Pretty consistent there, David. Brian Dickinson, 9.525. Bill Jackson's at a 8.514 pace. Lee Gusmus at a 7.502. $13.5 truck class is up after this one. Round number 2. Qualifier number 2. Ron Vanderkoy setting the pace, 10.529. Crushing his first round TQ of 9.502. David Nearbin in 9.509 and Dickinson 9.516. Bill Jackson 8.509, knocking on that door. Lee Gusmus 8.524. Brian Dickinson is knocking it down. He's now 9.509, 1 second behind David Nearbin. Still quite a distance away from Ron Vanderkoy. Walking away. Hand out the window, sipping the cool one. Yep, lost a second on that one, Ron. 10.530 now. And Brian Dickinson moves into the second spot now, 9.504. He's coming for you.
2 minutes left.
David Nearbin, 9.508. You heard him, 2 minutes left. Bill Jackson, 8.511, and Lee Gusmus, 8.518. $125 left. Ron still your leader, 10.531. He's slowly losing a second. He's lost 2 seconds from his earliest time. They're all grouped together. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1 minute left.
Coming around to the right mountaintop over there, coming down the front straight. Dickinson moves back down to the third spot. David Nearbin back up to the second spot. Ron still 10.531. Pace and Nearbin 9.508 and Dickinson 9.513. Each of those with 7 laps. Bill Jackson with 6 laps, looking at an 8-lap pace of 5.10. Lee 6 laps of 8.517. That seems to be the next closest race. Bill Jackson and Lee. Ten seconds. Ron dropped it down to 9.503. Brian Dickinson has come up to second at 9.509. Looks like this is going to be one of those hero lap things.
Ron Vanderkoy done.
9.504. Ron.
Flying Brian done.
9.506. Brian, 2 seconds behind Ron Vanderkoy. I think that was 2 seconds between the two of y'all last qualifying.
David Nearbin done.
Nearbin, 9 laps, 5.12. Waiting on
Bill
Jackson.
Daggum Jackson done.
Bill 8.511 and Lee
All drivers are finished.
8.520. That's
Lee
the end of that
Gusmus
race.
done.
Ron Vanderkoy, Brian Dickinson, and David Nearbin 1, 2, 3.
The race is completed.
13.5 truck up next.
Up next, race number 2.
And that's Ron Vanderkoy, Brad Gifford, Matthew Triffenbach, Chris Johnston, and Mike Gilbert. You like M&M's?
I do.
Good. She gave me 2 damn minutes.
Ron Vanderkoy. Matthew Triffenbach.
And everybody that was not in that last heat, please come out and turn marshal. Plus some volunteers.
Be rad.
We're looking for Chris Johnston and Mike Gilbert.
Chris Johnston.
Waiting on Mike Gilbert. Yeah.
Mike Gilbert.
All right, everybody is checked in now. All we need are turn marshals at all their official posts. All right, we're looking for our Brian Dickinson, David Nearbin, and Lee Gusmus, Bill Jackson, and Michael Grosvenor to turn marshal. Plus, we need about 3 volunteers. Come on, boys and girls. All right, turn marshals. See, 1, 2, 3. Nobody at the front, at the start of the front straight. Nobody in the upper right corner. All right, on the tone, Ron Vanderkoy. Brad Gifford. Matthew Triffenbach. Chris Johnston. And Mike Gilbert. All right, they're off and running. What's going on, Brad? Ron Vanderkoy, the only one under the line so far. 9.525 pace. Triffenbach 8.518 pace. Gifford 8.540 pace. Waiting on Chris Johnson and Mike Gilbert to get their first lap in. And waiting on Chris Johnson for his first lap. They are both, Mike Gilbert, Chris Johnson, both on 6 lap pace, one 5:06, the other 5:55. Ron Vanderkoy, 9.523 pace, leading the pack with 9 lap pace. Yeah, everyone else 8 or under. .320. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. We just passed 3 minutes to go, 2 down. Coming up on 2:20 left. Up next, 8 scale E buggy. 2:10.
Two minutes left.
2 minutes left, and Ron Vanderkoy still your leader. He's now at 9:5:24. 8:5:06 for Matthew Triffenbach. 8:28 at 5:27 for Brad. Mike Gilbert 6:5:03. Chris Johnson 6:5:23. 20 seconds between those two. Coming up on 1:15.
One minute left.
.45 seconds left. Ron still your leader, 9:5:26 pace. Closest one to him is Matthew Triffenbach, 8:5:24. And then Brad Gifford, Mike Gilbert, and Chris Johnston. .20 seconds. .10 seconds. And time is done. Keep going till you hear your name.
Matthew Triffenbach done. Brad done.
All right, Matt 8:5:05. Brad 8:5:10. Waiting on Ron, Mike, and Chris.
Ron Vanderkoy done.
The only one with 9 laps. Ron Vanderkoy, 9:5:26. Your overall TQ for the day. Waiting on Mike Gilbert and Chris Johnston.
Chris Johnston done.
All right, waiting on Mike, and I believe he's coming around on the front straight now. And
all drivers are finished.
all right, everyone is done.
Mike Gilbert
Your winner
done.
and overall TQ, Ron Vanderkoy, this time around 9:5:26, beat his first round TQ by a lap. Matthew Triffenbach in the second spot, 8:5:05, and Brad Gifford in the third spot, 8:5:10, followed by Mike Gilbert and Chris Johnston.
The race is completed.
This would be awesome if I can run all 3 or 2 qualifiers and a main on one charge.
Up next, race number 3.
8 scale.
Michael Grosvenor.
E-Buggy. We got Michael Grosvenor, and Brian Dickinson, Chase Bishop, and Bill Jackson. Everyone from the last race who is not in this one, please come out and turn marshal. And we need several volunteers. Appreciate all you volunteers. It keeps the program running smoothly.
Chase Bishop.
Waiting on Brian Dickinson and Bill Jackson, the dynamic duo. All right, looks like we got our turn marshals coming out. Not quite. All right, turn marshals, please take your spots. Need somebody at the end of the straight. Oh, I see you. Never mind. I see you now. All right, we got Brad over there.
Bill
We got
Daggum
Mike
Jackson.
over there. You got David over that way. You going to do that corner up there too, David? All right, you got it. All right, we got it. We got turn marshals everywhere. Just what we want. Waiting on Brian Dickinson.
Flying Brian.
Boy, look at that. Never knew, Bill Jackson, you were a surfer. Boy, rode that line. Here they come, the dynamic duo coming around to the front straight to check in. Come all the way down the end of the straight, get that beep in there. All right, everyone is ready to go. On the tone, Michael Grosvenor. Well, what happened here? All right, you guys got back to the right. All right, on the tone, Michael Grosvenor. Brian Dickinson. Chase Bishop. Bill Jackson. Yeah, after today's event is goodbye this layout, and soon to welcome the new layout for the Crestview charity race. We will begin working on the track next Saturday, and the track will be closed the whole week while we get that in. Again, all proceeds go to the two charities. I forget the names, but we do have two selected. I do know one is the some sort of police fund, and the other is something Big Brothers, Sisters, something to that effect. But I'll get that posted so everyone knows what we're donating to this year. And as always, you guys always make a difference. Make the charity race worth it. And just so everyone knows, the track does take full responsibility as far as funds to get everything up to snuff. And as I said, all proceeds go to the charities chosen. And as I mentioned last race, since we've been doing this, we have donated over $27,000 to various charities in the city of Crestview. But we couldn't do it without you guys. We appreciate you ever so much. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in this race. Brian Dickinson, your leader. 10-5-24, 7 seconds back. Chase Bishop. Then there's Michael Grosvenor, 9-5-03, and Bill Jackson, 9-5-26. And that was a lucky roll on all fours. Coming up on the 2-minute mark. Up next, Nitro Buggy.
2 minutes left.
You heard it, 2 minutes left. Dickinson is 9 seconds ahead of Chase Bishop. They're both on 10 laps. Dickinson 10.5.23, Bishop at 10.5.32. Michael Grosvenor at 9.5.02 and Bill Jackson 9.5.18. Coming up on the 1 minute mark.
One minute left.
Yeah, your leader still with a 9-second lead, except it's over Grosvenor this time, not Bishop. Bishop falls to 3. To the third spot, 9.5.05 is his time now. Grosvenor 10.5.31, Dickinson 10.5.22, 35 seconds left to do it. There you go with that surfing again. And Bill Jackson is a surfing son of a gun. Time is up. Keep going till you hear your name.
Michael Grosvenor done.
Michael, you're done. Finished with 9.5 flat.
Chase Bishop done.
Chase Bishop, you finished with 9.5.02. 2 seconds behind Grosvenor. Waiting on Brian and Jackson.
Flying Brian done.
There's Dickinson. 10 at 5.24. Broke the first round qualifying time.
All drivers are finished.
TQ time by
Bill Daggum Jackson done.
8 seconds. So new TQ and overall TQ. Brian Dickinson, Michael Grosvenor, the 2 spot 9.5 flat. Chase Bishop in the 3 spot 9.5.02. Bill Jackson 9.5.29. The race is done. We are looking for 8th scale Nitro Buggy now.
The race is completed. Up next, race number 4.
All right, this is the next to the last race in qualifying / class after this one. This one, 8 scale Nitro Buggy. Tyler LaFear, Rob LaFear, Dwayne Sapp, and Matthew Triffenbach. 5-minute race, Nitro 8 scale. All right, loop has been switched to the Nitro loop. So get them warmed up, get them moving.
Matthew Triffenbach.
We need all the turn marshals from the last race if you're not in this one.
Tyler Layfier. Rob Layfier.
Which would be Michael Grosvenor, Brian Dickinson, Chase Bishop, and Bill Jackson, plus about 4 volunteers.
Dwayne Sapp.
We need the turn marshals, please. I need Brian Dickinson, Bill Jackson, Chase Bishop, and Michael Grosvenor. I see Michael out there. Here comes Brian Dickinson. Is Bill Jackson going to be able to make it out to turn marshals? Turn marshals, please. Turn marshals. Into the front straight. All right, we got Brad Gifford at the start of the front straight. Let's see, we need about three turn marshals, please. About 3 turn marshals, and we can get going. All right, everyone is checked in. All righty then. All right, gentlemen, bring them in and get them topped off. Bring them in and get them topped off. Bring them in and get them topped off. Come on, everybody. Everybody get up on the staging area there. Is everybody fueled up? All right. Loop is hot. Now, that's some fancy footwork there, Mr. Grosvenor. All right, we're starting to get everybody one lap in. And the number 1 and number 2, Matthew Triffenbach, early pace 10.5.19. Tyler Layfier 10.530. Rob Lafere, 9.508. And waiting on Dwayne. Where's Dwayne? All right, Dwayne is looking at 8.513 with 3:45 to go. Matthew Triffenbach, 10.524 pace. 6 seconds back. Tyler Lafere, 10.529. 5 seconds behind. Rob Lafere, 9.508. Waiting for his second lap. Dwayne Sapp waiting for his second lap. All right, everybody's got 2 laps in except Triffenbach just got his 3rd lap in. He's knocking it down, 10.520. 3:15 left. Tyler Lafere, 9 seconds behind Triffenbach, 10.529. Rob Lafere losing some ground, 9.521. Dwayne Sapp, 8.509. Coming up on the 2:30 mark, 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. Everybody is pretty evenly spaced out. Coming up on the 2-minute mark, Matthew Triffenbach still your leader. 15 seconds behind is Tyler Lafere. Rob Lafere, 8.508.
2 minutes
Dwayne,
left.
8.511. 3 seconds behind Rob. Up next, the slash class. Last class of the day in qualifying. 1:45 left in this one. First round TQ was 8.545. That is being beat big time. It's now looking at over 10 laps for TQ time. And Matthew Triffenbach is on the top with it, 10.515. Tyler Lafere, 10.529. Rob Lafere, 8.507. He's knocking it down. Dwayne Sapp, 8.519. 1:10, 1 minute, 10 seconds left.
One minute left.
You heard the lady. We're at the 1 minute mark. $40 left. $10 left. 10 seconds. Looks like Matthew may take this one with a new TQ and your overall TQ. Let's see what happens. Tyler Lafere is right there. One mistake and it's his.
Matthew Triffenbach
All
done.
right, Matthew, you're done. 10.517.
Rob Lafere done.
Rob Lafere, 8.501.
Dwayne Sapp done.
Dwayne, 8.510. Waiting on Tyler. Is Tyler going to finish?
All drivers are finished.
All right, Tyler, 10.533. That's your order. Matthew Triffenbach, Tyler Lafere, Rob Lafere. And Dwayne Sapp, all right.
The race is completed. Up next, race number 5.
All right, here we are, Slash Class, the last one of us that's up. And Luke Burton, come up and get your transponder. And we'll get everything right this time. Luke Burton, come up and get your transponder, please, sir.
David Nearbin. Lee Gusmus.
Luke Burton, you still here?
Craig Stanwood. Haley Sapp.
All right, want to see Tyler LaFear, Rob LaFear, Dwayne Sapp, Matthew Triffenbach,
Mike Gilbert.
and about 4 volunteers. This is the last heat, qualifier 2. We go into the mains after this. And I'm looking for Luke Burton.
They threw my transponder back in here with equipment and stuff.
Yeah, we're going to make sure we get you right this time. All right. Down, but we'll try to get one. No, do that one again, because that was the adjustment. Get in there.
Will Gusmus.
Flip again.
Yep, you can keep that.
Thank you.
Luke Burton.
All but Wyatt Sperry. No, that was Will Gusmus. So he just went across? Tell him to come back across. No hit of any kind. And the league guys was that.
You got train spotter in there? Run back and forth. Is it one of the house train spotters? Okay, it's probably dead battery.
Wyatt Sperry.
All right, Lee Guzman's come across the line. Come back across, Lee. There. Did you come back across? There's something wrong with Lee. Lee also.
Okay, run across the line. Yeah, we're not picking up anything.
It showed up down here, and I moved it up to there, but it didn't.
It's not beeping.
Switch out to another.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, so come on back. All right, thanks, sir.
And then
We'll try and figure out.
Lee.
Okay, run across the line for me. We're looking for
Luke
Luke
Burton.
Burton.
Okay.
Did you run across the line? Okay, it's not picking up.
All right, here we go. Four-wheel drive mod SCT going off first on the tone, Craig Stanwood. Wyatt Sperry. Wyatt Sperry didn't click off. David Nearman. Lee Gusmus. Mike Gilbert. Haley Sapp. Luke Burton. Yeah, for whatever reason, Wyatt Sperry did not count. All right, Wyatt Sperry is not counting. All right, everybody but Wyatt Sperry got their first lap in, and I know he's out there somewhere. All right, got Wyatt Sperry that time. All right, for the four-wheel drive SCT, Wyatt Sperry looking at 7 laps. Craig Stanwood 6 laps. Now we're into the slash. Lee Gusmus, David Nearman, Luke Burton, Haley Sapp, Will Gusmus, Mike Gilbert, that order. Lee Gusmus looking at 8.525, David Nearman 8.527, Luke Burton 7.540. Wyatt Sperry leading the four-wheel drive SCT. Lee Gusmus leading the slash class.
Two minutes left.
You heard it, 2 minutes left. Wyatt Sperry, your leader in the four-wheel drive SCT, followed by Craig Stanwood. David Nearman, now your leader in the slash class, followed by Lee, followed by Luke, followed by Haley, Mike Gilbert, Will Gusmus. David Nearman second in the slash class, Lee first. 7.5 flat is his pace. 7.514 is Nearman's pace. 7.538 Luke Burton. 7.546 Haley Sapp. 6.514 Mike Gilbert. 6.545 Will Gusmus.
One minute left.
Coming up on 25 seconds left. Keep going until you hear your name. Time's up.
Craig Stanwood done.
Craig, you finished 6,502.
David Nearbin done.
David, you finished 7,504. Waiting on Lee,
Haley Sapp done.
Mike, and Will.
Lee Gusmus done. Mike Gilbert done.
Lee Gusmith, you take second in the slash class, 7,516. Waiting on Luke and Will. Wyatt Sperry waiting on you.
Wyatt Sperry done.
All right, Wyatt, you finished with 7,511. Waiting on Luke and Will.
Will Gusmus done.
Will, you're done. 6,556. Waiting on Luke Burton.
All drivers are finished.
Luke Burton, you finished with 5,406. Must have had some issues. Wyatt Sperry, your winner on that one. Craig Stanwood second, and then slash David Nearbin, Lee Gusmus, Haley Sapp.
The race is completed.
All right, now we're moving on into the mains after Brad comes up and does his magic on creating a main.
Okay, if you are using a house transponder, you need to bring it back every single race and put it right back on the charger. That's one of the reasons we're having inconsistency issues. So if you have a house transponder that you borrowed for today, please bring it back each race so that we can put it back on the charger. Thank you.
Up next, race number 1.
Does anyone need to get any batteries charged up, or can we run right into it? Run right into the mains. All right, Brad's going to get the track cleaned off, and we'll go right into the mains. Main number 1, 4-wheel drive stock buggy, will be up first. Your TQ, Ron Vanderkoy, Brian Dickinson, David Nearbin, Bill Jackson, Lee Guzmas, and Michael Grosvenor. You're up next as soon as Brad gets done cleaning off the track. Or whomever. All right, you four-wheel drive stalkers, bring them on. Turn marshals, come on out. Enjoy the sunshine.
David Nearbin. Lee Gusmus.
All right, everyone, we are down to
Bill
the
Dagan Jackson.
last few events for the day, so come on out. Let's get it done. Turn marshals need you to volunteer. All those that were in the slash classes, including the mod 4-wheel drive SCTs, need to come on out. And that would be David Nearbin, Lee Gusmus, Mike Gilbert, Haley Sapp, Craig Stanwood, Wyatt Sperry, Will Gusmus, and Luke Burton. Luke Burton, you get your first feel for turn marshaling. Bring them on out so we can get going.
Ron Vander Koe.
Yep, Brian Dickinson and Michael Grosvenor, we're looking for you to check in.
Flying Brian.
All right, thank you very much. I hope it wasn't too painful. As soon as we get turn marshals in place, we'll get started. The upper left corner, upper right corner. End of straight. All right, let's get them lined up. On the pole, Tiki for the day, Ron Vanderkoy. Followed by Brian Dickinson on the 2 spot. David Nearbin on the 3 spot. Bill Jackson on the 4 spot. Lee Gusmus on the 5th spot. And Michael Grosvenor is not going to be able to make it. All right, as soon as I get a signal, everybody's happy with turn marshals, we'll go. All right, and then everybody goes on the tone. You got 7 minutes. All right, that was pretty tight there at the start. Dickinson and Vanderkoy. Dickinson pegged the wall. Got him a second or so behind. Right now we got Ron Vanderkoy, 13.701 pace, and Dickinson, 13.714 pace. David Nearbin, 12.709 pace. Lee Gusmus, 11.710. And did Bill Jackson not make it? Oh, there he is. 10.736. It's getting tight for 1 and 2. There they go, coming onto the front straight. I think Dickinson might have a little bit more ponies under the hood. He is nipping at his tail end. Coming down into the chute, the horse bend, the horseshoe. And Dickinson is there. Oh, and they tangle. Good sportsman move, Brian. Thank you. I think that might have rattled Ron a little bit. But he's a pro. He'll get over it. Oh, that is getting tight. Dickinson's looking for a shot. Vanderkoy is keeping it. Oh, there he goes. He made his pass. Ron Vanderkoy is right there behind him. He says, I'm going to breathe on your tailpipe for a little bit. There they go. Round to the back side tabletop, coming out on the front straight. Here goes those ponies of Dickinson. Somebody needs to remind Dickinson this was 13.5 class. Oh, Ron's starting to slip. Dickinson's making his move, making a little distance between him and Ron Vanderkoy. Ron Vanderkoy, I didn't see it, but he's back in the lead. All right, make way for that red with the checkerboard on the side, orange and yellow. Thank you very much. Good move. That's your second place guy coming up behind you. Bill Jackson, I think. Oh, he goes off the track. Dickinson's going to lose a lot of time there. Ron's got some breathing space now. But here comes Dickinson, hot and heavy. Make your distance, Ron. He's coming up fast. Dickinson may fall behind every now and then, but he makes up space quick. He is one turn behind the leader now. We're at 3 minutes left. But according to the clock, Ron's on a 14-lap pace. Brian's on a 13-lap pace. Ron's looking at 14.729. Dickinson's 13.7 flat. David Nearman 12.704. Bill Jackson 11.704. And Lee Guzmas 11.716. There it is. The battle is tightened up again for first and second. Oh, that was close. Dickinson tried to squeeze it in, but Ron locked the door. Oh,
2 minutes left.
There he goes. Oh, he almost made it in there. Ron made a boo-boo, and Dickinson almost capitalized on it. He is there waiting for it to happen again. You got 1:48 left. Down the straightaway again. That was a gentleman move. Uh-oh. They are battling it out. Dickinson is on his tail. Oh, and he does the gentleman thing again. Two gentlemen battling it out. I knocked you in the rear. I'll wait for you. I knocked you in the rear. You wait for me. Dickinson runs into lap traffic. Allows Ron to get away just by half a turn. 1 minute left. Oh, this is the agony and ecstasy of it all. Vanderkoy on the back double, coming around the left side, coming into the horseshoe. Dickinson hot and heavy. Ron over the double. And floors it going into the back tabletop onto the front straight. Dickinson hot on his heels. They got 30 seconds. All right, it's getting tight again. It's getting. Oh, Dickinson comes off the track. Eight seconds. This may be the last. This may be the last one. 2 seconds. 1 second. Time
David
is up.
Nirbin done.
Ron
Van der
Vanderkoy
Kooi done. Flying
David
Brian
Nirbin's
done.
done. Dickinson's done. Ron Vanderkoy 13.701 839. Brian Dickinson 13.703 456. David Nirbin 12.700 873. Waiting on Bill Jackson and Lee Gusmus.
done.
One more, Bill Jackson.
All drivers are
All
finished.
right, everyone is done.
Bill Daggum Jackson
Meet
done.
Brad down there at the podium. Ron Vanderkoy, Brian Dickinson, David Nirbin.
The race is
Ron
completed.
Vanderkoy, your TQ. That was
Up next,
one heck of a
race
battle
number
between
2.
Ron and Brian Dickinson. And that was a race to watch. They were nip and tuck, tail to tail. Up now, 13.5 truck. Ron Vanderkoy, Matthew Triffenbach, Brad Gifford, Mike Gilbert, Chris Johnston.
Matthew Triffenbach.
I want to see Brian Dickinson, David Nirbin, Bill Jackson, Lee Gusmus, Michael Grosvenor for turn marshals plus 2 to 3 volunteers. Ron Vanderkoy is in this one.
Ron van der Kooi. Mike Gilbert. Be rad.
Need Brian Dickinson, David Nirbin, Bill Jackson, Lee Gusmus, Michael Grosvenor, turn marshals, and need about 3 volunteers, please. This is the 13.5 Truck A main. Your TQ is Ron Vanderkoy. Imagine that. All right, waiting on Chris Johnston.
Chris Johnston.
All right, everyone is checked in. As soon as we get turn marshals in place, we'll get this one on the way. Chris Johnson, you're number 5 in the 5 spot. Ron Vandekoy on the pole. Matthew Triffenbach on the 2. Brad Gifford on the 3. Mike Gilbert on the 4. Chris Johnston on the 5. All right, waiting on turn marshals to get in place. I see Bill Jackson and Brian Dickinson coming up. I need one at the end of the front straight. We got one at the end over there. We got one over there, one there. We need one more bottom for the bottom of the bucket over here by the tabletop double. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right. Here we go. 13.5 truck. Your TQ, Ron Vandekoy. And on the tone, everybody goes at once. All right, here we go. Number 1 and number 2 coming down the front straightaway. Ron Vandekoy and Brad Gifford. That's your 1 and 2. Matthew Triffenbach in the 3rd spot. Mike Gilbert in the 4th spot. And waiting on Chris Johnston. And tightening up for the 1 and 2. There they are, neck and neck, bumper to bumper. All righty, Brad makes a pass. Coming down the straightaway. Ron's right on his tail. This is going to be another one of those close races, I can tell. Oh, Brad goes wide. Ron goes right by him. Spins out. Ron gets farther away. Y'all got 4.5 minutes. Uh-oh, we got another one battling with Brad. Who is that? Matthew Triffenbach. All right, Ron moves back to the pole. Number 1 spot. Brad 2. Triffenbach 3. Gilbert, then Johnston. Ron's on a 10.603. Brad's on a 10.606. Triffenbach 10.608. There you go. It is tight as tight can be. I didn't see it, but it looks like Brad got around Ron. Yep, he's in the lead. He's now at 11 lap pace of 6:33. Matthew Triffenbach takes over 2nd spot. Ron falls to 3. 3:20 left. Brad is running an old T5M. Used to belong to Brian Ritchie. Some of you may remember Brian. Others, you wonder, who is he? All right, Triffenbach moves to the 1 spot. Brad falls to 2. 3 seconds between them. Matthew 6:01, 6:04 for Brad, 6:15 for Ron. Up, Indo, turn marshal, puts him back on all fours. Ron almost does the same thing. Triffenbach is starting to get some distance between them. All right, looks like Brad falls to 3. No, that's not Brad. Or is that Brad? Oh, I see Brad.
2 minutes left.
Uh-oh. Brad's getting out of the groove, getting kind of silly out there. And he does it again. He endos. Minute 45 left. Matthew is still your leader, 11.634 pace. Brad at 10.607 and Ron at 10.618. Matthew come out from nowhere, teaching 1 and 2 a lesson, moving them down 1 spot. I think we might need to check out old Triffenbach's truck there. He might have a hamster in there pushing a wheel. One minute 10 seconds. Second and third are just lollygagging around while Triffenbach is getting farther and farther away.
1 minute left.
1 minute. And the leader is 3 turns ahead of second place. Second place is about the same distance in third place. "37 seconds. Matthew's fallen to 10.602. Ron's at 10.613 and Gifford 10.617. 20 seconds. Ten seconds. I don't think it's going to change. Oh, and Brad pegs the wall. He is hanging on to that third place pretty
Matthew
solid.
Triffenbach done.
Matthew 10.601.
Mike Gilbert done.
Gilbert's done 7.606.
Ron Vander Koe done.
Ron's done 10.611. 10 seconds behind the leader.
B-Rad done.
Brad 10.617. 6 seconds behind second place. 16 seconds behind the first place. And waiting on Chris Johnston.
All drivers are finished.
Everyone is done.
Chris
Matthew
Johnston
Triffenbach
done.
from nowhere takes the overall win. Ron Vanderkoy, your TQ, takes second. Brad Gifford takes third. Somebody may have to take their picture down there since Brad's got his pearly whites going to be in this one. All right, that is a finish.
The race is completed.
8 scale E-Buggy next. Matthew Triffenbach, Ron Vanderkoy. Oops, sorry, haven't switched yet.
Up next, race
8
number
E-Buggy,
3.
Brian Dickinson, Michael Grosvenor, Chase Bishop, and Bill Jackson.
Michael Grosvenor.
we need Ron Van de Koy, Matthew Triffenbach, Brad Gifford, Mike Gilbert, and Chris
Chase Bishop.
Johnston, plus 3 volunteers for turn marshal this race, please. This is the 8-scale electric buggy. That was a good race there for a little while, Ron. I said that was a good race there for a little while. Still was pretty good for second and third, but Triffenbach come from nowhere, didn't he? All right, we're waiting on Brian and Bill Jackson. Save your batteries, guys. Y'all got a 10-minute race. This is 10 minutes, electric 8-scale buggy. All right, I see Ron Van de Koy. I see Mike Gilbert, Chris Johnston. Where you at? Is that you right there with the hat? Okay. And, no Brad's out there somewhere. There he is. I see we need about 1, 2, 3. 3 volunteers, please. 3 volunteers.
Bill Daggum Jackson.
All right, Bill Jackson's clocked in. And waiting on Brian Dickinson. Run, Brian, run! Ten-minute race, guys. Don't waste your batteries. On the pole is going to be Brian Dickinson, followed on the 2 spot, Michael Grosvenor, 3 spot, Chase Bishop, and the 4 spot, Bill Jackson. I want to thank everybody to come out today. Looked kind of gloomy at first. It turned out to be a pretty darn good day. Waiting on Mr. Dickinson. Here he comes. Here he comes. Everybody say hooray. All right, Brian, we know you're TQ, but we can't wait all day. Come on. Do we have turn marshals everywhere? No, we don't. They all went away. Where'd they go? Still need a couple more. And we got a bucket and we got a corner. What you doing, Dickinson? Where you at? Get you a hot lap in, buddy.
Flying Brian.
Grosvenor, you're on the 2. Chase is on the 3, and Bill Jackson on the 4. And Brian Dickinson, the TQ, numero 1. All right. Need somebody in the upper right corner up there. All right, ladies and gentlemen. On the tone. Let's keep it clean. You got 10 minutes. A little bit of nip and tuck going on between Dickinson and Grosvenor. Bill Jackson and Michael Grosvenor and Brian Dickinson, they all got a pace of 17:10:02. I'm sorry, Jackson's got 7:10:19 and Grosvenor 10:26, 17:10:26. Dickinson's on an 18 lap, 10 flat pace. Grosvenor 18:10:14 and Chase Bishop 18 at 10:24. Bill Jackson 18:10:34. They are all on it, all 18 laps. Looks like it's starting to get hot on number 1 and number 2. Grosvenor is all over him, all over Dickinson. Oh, a little bit of tap. They are that close. Both coming on the front straightaway. About 15 feet between them. They get close and then they spread out. Don't put no pressure on Dickinson now. Looks like Grosvenor is starting to try to pick apart Dickinson's defense. A little bit of tiptoe in there, Ben. Looked pretty good. Grosvenor took it away from him. He got a 3-second lead over Dickinson now. 19:10:05, 19:10:08. Chase 18:10:13. Bill Jackson 16:10:10. Looked like Dickinson got into a little bit of trouble back there. Went over the pipe into the hairpin. Grosvenor 19:10:09. Bill Jackson 16:10:07. Brian Dickinson 19:10:20. 11-second spread between Grosvenor and Dickinson with 6 minutes left. I see a lot of daylight between Dickinson and Grosvenor. 2 turns. Here comes Dickinson onto the front straight. Grosvenor coming around into the hairpin, the horseshoe. Into the double, tabletop double. Yeah, Grosvenor's 3 turns ahead of Dickinson. 5:10 left. Grosvenor and Dickinson about the same distance for the last 2 laps between them. 5 minutes just passed. Looks like Dickinson experiencing some sort of hardware problem. Grosvenor is just clocking it off. 4 minutes left. Looks like it's going to be a one-man show here. Looks like Grosvenor is not going to make it where Dickinson can ever get it back. Grosvenor is just short of being 20 laps. He's got 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. Grosvenor is 20 laps at 10:31 now. Chase Bishop in the 2 spot, 18 at 10:20. Bill Jackson in the 3 spot, 16:10:19. Grosvenor knocked 2 seconds off, 20:10:29 now. Brian Dickinson is walking back to his pit, carrying his car in his right arm with that slow, disgusted look. It was such a good race going on between the 2 of them. But that's the way it goes. Gremlins can attack at any time. Yep. Grosvenor fell down to 19 at 10:03 now. .2:10, 2 minutes, 10 seconds left.
Two minutes left.
Coming up on the 1:40 mark, 1 minute, 40 seconds. Nitro Buggy's up next. 1 minute.
1 minute left.
Grosvenor 19:10:06, 18:10:21 for Chase, 16:10:24 for Bill. Brian Dickinson out early. "15 seconds. I think it's written Michael, Chase, Bill. It's done. It's over. Keep going.
Michael Grosvenor done.
Grosvenor, you're done. 19:10:02.
Bill Daggum Jackson done.
Bill, you're done. 16:10:14. Waiting on Chase.
All drivers are finished.
All right, that's it. Your
Chase
winner,
Bishop done.
Michael Grosvenor. 19:10:02. Chase Bishop 18:10:26. Bill Jackson 16:10:14. Brian Dickinson, your TQ. So Brian, you got to come over and get your TQ picture, buddy. Michael Grosvenor, Chase Bishop, Bill Jackson, TQ, Brian Dickinson. What happened, Brian? When it's all said and done, it was opinion that Brian Dickinson lost. Oh, the agony of it all. Michael Grosvenor, Chase Bishop, and Bill Jackson, TQ, Brian Dickinson.
The race is completed. Up next, race number 4.
All right, loop has been switched. It's a good run, Michael. Hey, Grosvenor. Grosvenor.
Tyler Layfier.
This is a 10-minute race. On the pole is Triffenbach. On the 2 spot, Tyler LaFear. On the 3 spot, Rob LaFear. And on the 4 spot,
Matthew
Dwayne
Triffenbach.
Sapp.
Dwayne Sapp. Rob LaFear.
Everyone is checked in. Keep going for your hot laps. Turn marshals, we need you. That would be Brian Dickinson, Michael Grosvenor, Chase Bishop, Bill Jackson, and about 3 or 4 volunteers. We got one out here in the middle. All right, we need more turn marshals, please. More turn marshals. This and one more race, and we're done. We need more turn marshals, please. Need more turn marshals. We don't have anyone at the end of the straight. All right, we got Gifford out there. Need someone at the top right, someone in the top left. Someone on a bucket. Someone in the middle of the back straight or the back. We need 3 more turn marshals, please. 3 more. All right, until we get another turn marshal or whatever, we're not going.
All right, everybody got fuel? Everybody got fuel? Clear them out, clear them out, clear them out! Down and quiet.
All right, Triffenbach is your early leader. Tyler in second. Rob in 3. Dwayne Sapp in 4. Triffenbach on a 21 lap pace at 10:19. Tyler LaFear 16:10.12 and Rob LaFear 14:10.03 and Dwayne Sapp 14:10.31. .845 left. Eight minutes left. Matthew still your leader. Looking at 20 laps in 10:02. Tyler LaFear 17:10.16. Dwayne Sapp 16:10.32. Rob LaFear 15:10.03. They're all pretty well spread apart. Not much action going on except their own pace. And whereas Matthew Triffenbach has got a fantastic pace going on. 20 laps in 10:03. Closest to him is Tyler LaFear, 17 laps in 10:04. Dwayne Sapp 16:10.24. And then Rob LaFear 16:10.32. Tyler's closing up the gap ever so slowly. He's still got 2 laps to catch up on. You got 5:20 left. .450. Tyler dropped back a lap. He's looking now 17:10.07. Triffenbach still 20:10.27. Dwayne Sapp 16:10.11. And Rob 16:10.29. Slash class up next. Slash class up next. That will be the last class for the day, the last main for the day. And again, thank you all for coming out and help support BNTRC Raceway. And remember, 2 weeks from today, the Crestview charitable charity race. .3:35, 3 minutes, 35 seconds left. Matthew Triffenbach still 20 laps, 10:27 pace. Tyler LaFear 17 at 10:01 pace. Rob LaFear 16, 10:24 pace, and Dwayne Sapp 8 at 5:05. And I just saw his car being pulled off the track. .245, 2:40 left now. Triffenbach was your TQ for this class, and looks like he's going to pull it out. He's dropped down a lap. He's now at 10:07 pace.
Two minutes left.
.1:15 left. 1 minute, 15 seconds left.
One minute left.
Tyler LaFear is coming up, 18 laps now. And Triffenbach has 19 laps. So 45 seconds to make all the difference in the world. Triffenbach 19:10:10 pace. Tyler LaFear 18:10:28 pace. 25 seconds. All right, time has expired. Race to the line.
Matthew Triffenbach done.
Matthew, you're done. 19,
Rob
10,
LaFear
10.
done.
Rob's 16, 10, 12. And Tyler LaFear.
All drivers are
18,
finished.
10, 27. Your
Tyler
winner.
LaFear done.
And your TQ, Matthew Triffenbach. Tyler LaFear second. Rob LaFear third.
The race is completed. Up next, race number 5. Luke Burton. David Nearbin. Lee Gusmus. Haley Sapp. Craig Stanwood.
Was that you, Wyatt? Wasn't sure if that was you or not.
Wyatt Sperry. Mike Gilbert.
Waiting on Will Gusmus to check in, and Luke, run across the line for me, please.
Will Gusmus.
All right, Will's checked in. Luke, go ahead and come across the line. Was that you, Luke? All right, here we go again. Turn marshals. Top right corner. Do we have anybody at the start of the straight? You guys good? All right, Wyatt Sperry and Craig Stanwood. You guys are going to be in the back. We're going to get the slash class in the front. So David Nearbin, go on to the TQ spot, the number 1 spot. Lee Gesmus on the 2 spot. Mike Gilbert on the 3 spot. Haley Sapp on the 4 spot. Will Gesmus on the 5th spot. Luke Burton on the 6th spot. And then on the 7th spot, Wyatt Sperry. On the 8th spot, Craig Stanwood. Because you two guys basically are racing against yourselves. All right, gentlemen and ladies, on the tone. We have a mixed class here. We have the 4-wheel drive SET and we have the slash class. So we'll be calling out 2 different positions. All right, David Nearbin's first across for the slash class. Lee second. Wyatt Sperry first across for the 4-wheel drive SET. Craig Stanwood second. Luke Burton third for the slash. Mike Gilbert fourth. Haley Sapp 5. Will Guzman still waiting on his first lap. All right, he's got his in. We had 7-minute race. We were down to 6:45. Coming up on the 6-minute mark, you got Craig Stanwood on the lead on your 4-wheel drive SET. Wyatt Sperry falls to second. On slash class, you got David Nearbin, Lee Gusmus, Luke Burton, Mike Gilbert, Haley Sapp, Will Gusmus. Craig is on a 10-lap 8:21. Wyatt is on a 10 8:36. That's your 4-wheel drive SCT. On the slash class, you got David Nearbin with 13 8:14. Lee Gusmus 12 8:39. Luke Burton 10 8:09. Mike Gilbert 10 8:41. Haley Sapp 9 8:06. Will Gusmus 8 8:32. With 5:20 left. This is the last race for the day. I hope everyone has enjoyed racing today. We've enjoyed having you here. We've enjoyed having you support us. At 4:20 left, you still have Craig Stanwood leading 4-wheel drive SCT, followed by Wyatt Sperry. David Nearbin leading slash. Lee Gusmus in the second. Luke Burton in the third. Mike Gilbert 4, Haley Sapp 5, and Will Guzman 6. 4 minutes left. .330 left. Positions have not changed. Craig and Wyatt, David, Lee, Luke, Mike, Haley, Will. Thank you all for turn marshaling when it was your responsibility and for volunteering. It certainly helps. We hope to see you all in 2 weeks for the Crestview Community Charity Race here at B&T RC Raceway in beautiful Crestview, Florida. .215 left.
Two minutes left.
You heard it, 2 minutes. This slash class was a brainchild of Jimmy Woodley, the owner, operator of Classic RC. For any of your RC needs, go visit Jimmy Woodley at Classic RC, just located about 2 miles from the track. Now, how nice can that be, right? On race days,
1 minute left.
when we're in need, we can call the shop and they'll actually have someone run it down here to the track. That's one of the perks for being so close to the neighborhood hobby shop. .30 seconds left. Wyatt Sperry is your leader in the 4-wheel drive SCT. Craig Stainwood second. David Nearbin first in the slash. Lee Guzman in second. Luke Burton third. Haley Sapp fourth. Mike Gilbert fifth. Will Guzman sixth. And we're coming up on 10 seconds. We're going to have 2 sets of pictures downstairs. One for the 4-wheel drive SCT and then the other for the slash class. Your photographer of the day is Brad Gifford. Time is up. Keep going till you hear your name.
Craig Stanwood done. Wyatt Sperry done. Haley Sapp done. David Nearbin done. Lee Guzman done. Luke Burton done. All drivers are finished. Mike Gilbert done.
Waiting on Will Guzman. Where's Will? All right, Wyatt Sperry and Craig Stanwood, that's 1 and 2, for the four-wheel drive SCT. And I believe Wyatt Sperry was your TQ for that. And in the slash class, you got David Nirbin, Lee Gusmus, Haley Sapp, 1, 2, 3, and David Nirbin was your TQ. So there you have it. Thank you very much. Race time is over. Track is open for you to have your RC pleasure satisfied. See you in 2 weeks for the charity race. Please return any and all transponders from the loaners that we have here. I believe there's 2 out. Yeah, there are 2 transponders out. Please check your vehicles. There's one. One more. Who was this?
The young man in the blue slash.
The short guy?
Yeah, short guy.
Okay, that was Luke Burton. And the other one, I think, is... Thank you all once again for coming out and supporting B&T RC Raceway.
Transponder 3799159. Transponder 3799159.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming out. If you want any additional information on racing, don't hesitate to go on the Facebook page and ask.
The race is completed.
So like I said, if you're curious about any of the rules, especially about things like reverse, because we do not